We still have enormous potential to do business in the US, and in fact the US is trying for the moment to attract a lot of manufacturing back into the US and therefore approaching European companies to do it. We find that many companies in fact have production on both sides of the Atlantic. There are differences in our systems, there are differences in our standards, but nothing is impossible. One can still move forward. This is an amazing partnership which still has opportunities because we have different systems on both sides of the Atlantic and things are not as easy as they could be. And what we'd like to see is that they're made easier.
European engineering companies have two big problems in the United States. First, the cost for certification are tremendous, and second, different states within the United States have different legislation. The solution to today's problem would be a real cooperation on regulatory affairs between the EU and US. This could lead to more standardization cooperation, and if the two major blocks of the world would agree on one standard, other countries would need to follow this example.
At the moment, the tariffs in the United States for products are at 3.5% average level, with some 15% tariff peaks for some products, such as electrical machinery. The full elimination of tariffs would mean that companies would make direct savings of millions of euros, which would mean that they can invest the money in research and development and create jobs, which would be a good solution for both European and American companies.
Well, what you have to do as Orgalime is basically to talk to our partners in the US and also to some of the regulatory authorities. On this side of the Atlantic, we have got a fairly good welcome from the Commission. I think they understand, they're very keen to do it. Now we have to talk to the other side of the Atlantic as well. We have a very different system. And until now, I've been fairly restrictive and careful about the way they acted. But it seems that things are changing now, and this is an opportunity which we mustn't miss. If we can align our rules, this will be a model for the rest. And people are not going to wait for us. We've had the EU-South Korea trade agreement, but in the same time as it's taken to do that, we've had roughly 150 trade agreements negotiated among Asian countries. So the leveling of the playing field is happening worldwide, and therefore it's important that we should try and get our act together and to come to an agreement across the Atlantic, which may well be the defining agreement.